Hey guys, welcome to Pajama Let's Play. I'm Michelle, host of Pajama Let's Play, where we talk all things Kingdom Hearts. Today, I'm responding to a comment left by a subscriber asking who I believe the big bad of Phase 2 will be. But before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. You can follow me on Twitch and check out my Patreon. All of those links are in the description box down below. As usual, I will be covering different parts of the series, so there will be some spoilers. Feel free to get caught up on that first and then come back to this. For everyone else, this video is a response to this comment left by one of my subscribers. Overall, I agree the big bad of Phase 2 will not be the Master of Masters or Darkness, but rather will be an intermediate saga to tie up more loose ends. Luxu is a great theory. However, I believe he and the Foretellers will be part of the grand finale with the Master of Masters. I'm not quite sure on all of that just yet, but I will make a video on that at some point in the future. We know Phase 1 was all about Xehanort. Yes, we met Sora and the rest of the characters, but this whole phase has been about Xehanort's journey. The common theory is player from Union Cross becomes Xehanort, and we all know how that ends by now. He and Ericus got their closure, passed on their mission to the next generation, and stuck around to help the heroes get ready for the next phase, like Xehanort with Kairi in Melody of Memory. We also know the Master of Masters is a crowd favorite, so he's not likely to have too much revealed about him to make sure we all stay on the hook and purchase more games. Phase 2 will likely give us more of his backstory, but I believe it will still be just as elusive going into Phase 3, which personally, I hope is the final phase. I love this series so much, but 14 games is already a lot and we are nowhere near the end. So what's going to be the focus of the middle? Well, I think it'll revolve around the 4 people who became nobodies for unknown reasons, got recompleted, became nobodies again for unknown reasons again, and have since been recompleted again. Of course, I'm talking about Luxord, Demyx, Marluxia, and Larxene, with a common thread highlighted in this scene.
Now then, Xemnas. What is this purpose? You didn't invite us back for old time's sake.
You 4 are going to reveal your greatest secret. The ancient Keyblade legacy that slumbers within you. Huh?
Why did they join the organization in the first place? We know Xigbar recruited Marluxia, who recruited Larxene. How, where, and why are still to be addressed. We know Demyx didn't fight in the final Keyblade War, and we didn't see him get recompleted. We don't know the why for that one either. And Luxord. Well, in the video linked here, I mentioned Lothar possibly being the somebody of Luxord. That's not my theory, but it was rapidly growing in the comments and needed more attention. Where is his somebody, and why would he join the organization? We still have no answers on that. And that, my friends, will be the premise of Phase 2, learning about the 4 mysterious organization members. When Union Cross wraps up, we'll know more about Lauriam and Elrena, and we should be able to figure out how they got recruited if it isn't specifically explained. Luxord, I hope, will at least be named in Dark Road so we can get more theories going. And Demyx, well, check out the video linked here, because I believe his true identity is waiting in Unreality as a former Prompto. It's clear Phase 2 is going to take place in Unreality or Quadratum or wherever. This is a convenient way to answer some questions while creating many, many more about these characters, keeping channels like mine active for years to come. But what about the big bad? Honestly, I believe that'll be Maleficent and Pete. There isn't a lot known about Maleficent and her intentions. We saw her in just about every game so far, even being sent backward to Union Cross. She abandoned the black box and said nothing more, but she's still after the Book of Prophecies, which may or may not be hidden within the box. But she is one giant loose end that needs to be untangled first, then tied up. This isn't the most exciting theory, but I do believe it's accurate. With Xehanort, he was the big bad, yes, but his primary role was to teach us, the audience, about the universe, explain the mechanics, define the terms, distract us from those working in the background like Luxu. But now he's done, and we need someone else to fill that role, and who better than Maleficent? She's already traveled to the Datescape in Union Cross, she's associated as Malevolent, she doesn't really need to be explained as a boss fight, and we already have thousands of questions about her and the role she plays in the larger story. I believe Maleficent will inform the audience of everything Xehanort and Darkness taught her. She'll find her way to unreality, and will need to be dealt with completely before we can move on to the Master of Masters and his story. And I believe we will get to explore the 4 organization members in the process. So what do you think? Will Maleficent be the big bad of Phase 2? Will it mostly focus on the 4 organization members? Do you think someone else will be the focus? Tell me all about your thoughts in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and check out my Patreon, also in the description box down below. Until next time.